What up, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all. Little bump day after the hump day. Oh, got the Christmas mug out tonight. We're live a few minutes early. Couple. At least I'm not late. How is everybody? Mess with my audio levels here. Carry on. Cheers to you, my friend. He's usually the first one in the chat. Too bad he can't hang out with us live one of these days. I think I should get some new coffee mugs. Rocking Christmas mugs here. Oh man, that iced coffee. All right, Axe, as always, in the chat early. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, look guys. I got my little fuzzy head in. Super excited for that. Should clean up the screen a little bit. Helps me be able to see the computers. Middle finger, what's up, buddy? Good to have you here. Onyx Olympian, welcome to the chat this evening. Oh, 6 minutes early. Yeah, a couple of minutes early. East Salinas in the house. Good to have you as always. Hey, there's Casey Card Coffer. What's up, man? I've got you a couple little emotes in there. Let me find them. My favorite by far is the little Brian head. And I've also got our little incursions run with Isaac in the middle, which unless you were part of that and know the thumbnail, you're probably like, what the heck is that thing? I also threw the Milk Beast in there, which was an original creation. I don't remember who made that. We got Wormax in there. We got the old Iron Man RIP, which that's an OG. I think that was the very first one that ever made it in. Anyhoozin. I felt bad that you... actually, it was you, Aaron, and... Man, somebody else. Who was that? I should pull that up as the member. Oh, Red Dog. Had to get you guys some super chat or some emotes, excuse me. Jeff Morris in the house. The old butt holders here. Welcome, welcome. True Potential, Big Daddy J. What up, what up? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about this evening. I did not watch this video and did my best to try to just stay away from everything. My gut feeling is that there's probably not a lot of information here. Otherwise, I feel like there would have been more content put out today. Could be wrong about that. Have a gut feeling that I'm probably not. Bald cap for your mic? Yeah. We got bald caps for our thumbs, bald caps for our mics. Gonna get a copyright strike from Brian. Hats for bats. I like that. Get those JL branded coffee mugs. I need to get some JL branded t-shirts for myself. I need to buy t-shirts, so I might as well buy something with my name on it. Okay. I think we're ready to roll here. Give me 1 second to change a few things. Oh, I know what we need to check. I changed the stinger. So the intro stinger is the longer one. I think it's like 12 seconds long or something like that. 10 seconds long. But then I edited down the one that we were messing with the other day that for some reason was really laggy. The audio was all messed up. I think I've got it figured out. I hope I've got it figured out. Let me bounce. I'm just going to bounce over to the opening image. Tell me what you hear. Okay. About to do it. You ready? Here we go. We're going to bring it back. What was the audio level on that? Somebody. Anybody. Thumbs up. Too loud. Laggy. I can hit it again. It's hard to tell. I think I still hear a little bit of like audio clipping. Easy. No, 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 no. I got 169 in the Nimi Arena. Please tell me you're proud of me. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought that was going to be a negative thing. Hey, congratulations, man. I didn't get my 4-star. I think I only got 5 mil, 5.5 mil. I just didn't have time for it. Vikings Warlord coming in with the 0. Don't know what that means. Happy to have you. A little whoosh. Pretty quiet. Is it? Okay. Let's try it again. Let's try it one more time. Better? Is that better? We getting there? Still super low? Man. I think I need to add some gain, audio gain to my OBS. Try it again. That's good? Okay. I think I might have turned it up too high. I don't want it to be like super obvious. I just want it to be something in the background is all. That's all. Okay. Let's switch over here. I've got the... Pull up my browser. Okay. I've got the video all queued up. It's about a 3 with the volume. Better. Good. Okay. Shout out to the White Mummy, by the way. I just asked him, like, hey, here's a quick idea. Could you throw this together? And he did the longer version of that. He did it in, like, literally an hour and sent it to me. Like, right in the middle of the workday, too. Sounds like Mag's charging a heavy. Omar and Michael. Welcome, buddies. Buddies. I hate that term, but I use it all the time. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Okay, I think we want to go full screen here. I also need to test the audio. We got a lot of stuff to test here, so just bear with me. I'm going to turn this thing on, and yeah, just let me know. This is me talking. I want you guys to be able to hear me clearly.
Greetings, summoners, and welcome to episode 2 of Inside the Contest, where we give you more insight to what's going on behind the scenes of Marvel Contest of Champions, and a first look at...
Hold on, I don't want to get into it too far. I really want to pay attention to what's going on. We'll wait for some confirmation on that. It's loud compared to my voice, really. I can turn it down a bit. Let's go for another run. How about that? It should be about half of what my audio is. It's perfect, to be honest. I feel like Axe... Was Axe the one that says everything's low? I don't know. The intro music was loud. Yeah, the intro music, I think, is quite a bit louder. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, I don't want to go back to the music. There we go. Okay, here we go, boys and girls. Nobody ruin it in the chat for me, please. Are there any Easter eggs in the background? If there are, I'm going to find them. Kabam Mike. I just followed him on Twitter. I realized today that I have not been following him. What do we got in the background here? We got 2 bulging McBulgersons. Okay. Here we go.
And welcome to episode 2 of Inside the Contest, where we give you more insight to what's going on.
Hold on, my wife is commenting. Hold on, my wife is saying something. Looks like the chat on your screen is still about a minute slower than on here. I don't know. What I see on my screen is what you see. Okay. We're going to try this again. You can't hear Mike at all. Come on, guys. Are you trolling me? There's no way you can't hear.
First look at what's to come. In this episode, we're going to be catching up with champion designer Cooper about an exciting new champion coming to the contest.
Maybe I should have tested all this
We'll sit
before I
down with
jumped
our
on
lead
live,
quest
huh?
designer to chat about some new quest content.
I'm missing it all. You guys are ruining this for me. Hold on. Let's go back. Okay, we're going to sit down with somebody.
With champion designer Cooper about an exciting new champion coming to the content.
Can't hear Mike at all. Can't hear Mike well. I just turned him up a little bit.
Lead quest designer to chat about some new quest content heading your way.
You guys should duke it out. Why would we want to duke it out? He looks like a nice
We're
guy.
gonna give you all a first look at an exciting new game mode coming to the contest.
Man,
You
this
won't
better
wanna miss
pay
it,
off.
So be sure to stick around to the very end. We've got lots to talk about, so let's jump right into it with a
I'm
preview
ready.
of 2 upcoming champions.
Take me.
This
Much
month,
better? Okay.
Summoners were tasked with helping Kitty Pryde uncover the cause of strange happenings across the battle realm. As summoners completed solo objectives, something unusual started to occur. The bizarre event.
Do you guys, I'm going to be stopping this a lot, so just bear with me here. Do you guys ever take time to read the story quests? Like, he's talking about all this stuff, like we've been reading through it. I'm just curious as to how many people actually read through the story as it's being presented. Because I'm always just like, tap, 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 tap.
Causes the summoner to experience
Not saying it's good or bad. I'm
Or
just
were they just
saying I
dreams
don't
or
ever pay
visions?
attention to any of that stuff.
After searching all over the battle realm, Summoner came to realize the terrifying truth. The King in Black himself is on his way to invade the contest of champions.
How many takes you think he made of this? Because I would just bust up laughing every time I said that. You know, now that I think about it, the amount of resources and time that they put into developing the story quests. So imagine they, instead of taking all that time to develop that and build that into the game, they streamline most of that and then just put out a little bit longer video, you know, like the monthly videos that they put out to explain the story and put those other resources and time elsewhere.
That's right, Summoners.
I'm just
The
being
God
picky.
King of the Symbiotes, Knull, is coming to the contest this October. Awakened by the light.
It's
long
Knull,
ago,
Mike.
The Celestials invaded the void. Knull
You read the
created
story?
First symbiotes to corrupt the light. And
I'm
fight
sure there's
back
lots of
against
people that do.
Knull created a network of symbiotes with himself at the center of the hive mind. But when his connection with the hive was severed, they rebelled against him, forming a prison to hold him for all eternity. That is, until the symbiote Carnage released him. Now he's making his way to the battle realm.
I didn't know
But he
any
won't
of the
be alone.
backstory of Knull.
After separating from the Venom symbiote,
Red Dog, what's up, buddy?
cancer-ridden Eddie Brock
Make sure to
was
use your
cured
new
by
emotes.
Martin Li's Light Force powers. But while doing so, the remnants of the Venom symbiote fused to Brock's white blood cells.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, all of the time and effort that they put in
Light Force powers.
to actually like doing storyboards and writing all of this stuff out, like he's just explaining it in a video. Why don't they just do this and then just take all of that time that they put into the story mode, not story mode, but writing the story for each month, and put that elsewhere?
While doing so,
Just a thought.
the remnants of the Venom
I never read the story. Yeah,
fused to
I don't.
Brock's white blood cells.
Another
Giving
streamer
him
reads the
new
story
life
every month,
as
and I
a
will
kid.
listen to it while grinding
These two
arena.
additions to the symbiote ranks will be
I
making
think that'd be a
their way
great
to
idea.
contest
Just make it a
next month.
video.
To learn a little more, I sat down with Coop, the designer of Knull.
Come on, Coop. What Coop look like?
We're here with Cooper. the
Coop.
desi-
Hi, Coop. Oh my word. You know, this is probably more information than I should share, but you see that sweet hairstyle that Coop is rocking? I got an eyelash in my eye. My hair was like that in what year was that? Boy Meets World. Did anybody watch Boy Meets World? They had the part down the middle. Yeah, if my mom's watching, please no, don't send a photo of it. Never mind. Don't send a photo of it. I think that was like, was that 6th grade, 7th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade? I don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I parted my hair down the middle just like that. I thought it was so cool. In fact, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So my hair, when it was long, was actually pretty wavy. And I was so jealous of the boys that could just part it down the middle. And like their hair was straight, right? And it would just fall to one side or the other. But mine was so wavy that I think it was like, it wasn't a curling iron, but it was like this brush that got hot, and I would like have to hold it and like do that every morning. Otherwise they would just flip back over. Oh, Coop. Everyone's hair was like that in 1994. Yeah, so I would have been, 9, 10, I don't know, something like that. Spider Cow. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat this evening. Best show ever. It's a good show. Okay.
Designer of Knull, Cooper, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So before
Hello,
we talk
Cooper.
about Knull, let's talk about some of the other champions you made.
Yeah, before I was working on Knull, my previous champs were Shang-Chi, Professor X, Guardian. I'd say those are the most popular.
Yeah, but what are the other ones? Coop. Come on, Coop. Spill the beans. You're responsible for Groot.
Yeah, those are some very well-received champs. Now, let's jump straight in. Talk about Knull.
What's going on? What's going on right over Cooper's left shoulder? What is this? Oh, are these cards? I wonder if this is oh, I bet you that's one of those big oh shoot, arcade style MCOC boxes. Like it's physically there just playing in the background. Okay, I'm sorry.
When making a champion like Knull,
Cooper looks like a very respectable 15-year-old man. I agree.
The biggest consideration is just trying to get the themes across. So for Knull, the two biggest ones were like his whole theme of being like the Lord of Darkness.
Yeah.
So for gameplay, that meant that we wanted to make sure that you felt super edgy while you were playing as him.
Ooh, I like feeling
the
edgy.
The other big one is obviously that he's like the king of symbiotes. So that definitely has to be like.
Oh, we're gonna get some more
forefront in
gameplay
his
here?
design.
Man, he is gnarly looking. Lich King. He gives me Lich King vibes every time, man. The arcade game, yeah. Because then the arcade game, it gives like cards, doesn't it? I was one at that time. I'm sure that was a good year of your life. I grew up in the 80s. I had wavy hair, almost like flocks of seagulls. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't be.
So with that one, we kind of wanted to make it feel.
Oh,
just like
we are gonna get some
fighting as Knull,
gameplay.
you're never
Okay.
Alone. There's always a whole symbiote army with you, and those are the
Get him!
the two biggest
Ooh,
things to try to
I like
capture
that.
for him.
Oh, that's really cool. And then where did these ideas come from? Like, where do you
Please,
get
give me more
inspiration and
gameplay.
ideas for these characters, and especially for Knull?
Yeah. The biggest. Okay, well, first of all, shout out to Reddit respect threads for Marvel
I honestly thought I was gonna get a shout out right there.
heroes. We always go to those, like every character we do, because there's just tons of really good reference on there.
Yeah.
The biggest place though was probably the King in Black comic run, because that's like the most recent Knull thing going on.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the covers. Okay.
And it had tons of reference, and he does tons of.
Oh, he's got wings. Is he like a symbiote dragon? I'm telling you that Kitty Pryde, what am I trying to say? Oh, Lord, help me. My brain tonight. It's been a long week. She's got oh, my word. The thing with the Dragon Man, and then the other one's grayed out with the question mark. I think it's going to be him. You know what I'm talking about. the thought has lost my mind here. The animations are maliciously fluid on Knull.
Like
I think he looks
monologuing,
really
like,
good.
Self-proclaiming titles for himself, so it's super useful. Lots of good reference. The other big thing that we looked at for reference was
Synergies. Thank you.
nullified
Oh, my
comic
word.
Variant covers, if you've seen those. All of the recent Marvel,
Whoa, look how cool that Daredevil is.
like heroes, their comics, they kind of had this like whole nullified persona going on. So we wanted to kind of use that as inspiration for one of his core gameplay mechanics, which is kind of like a nullified infection that happens. So. Yeah.
Want to meet the developer that
This
made
is gonna plug
Airwalker,
into
Sentry,
the kind of,
Yondu, and Green
What
Goblin?
people
That would
expect, like,
entertain me.
What is going to make Knull special? What
Yes.
makes the King of Symbiotes the King of Symbiotes?
Give me something here.
So the biggest thing, like I was just mentioning, is his kind of
corruption mechanic.
we really focus.
Was that a voiceover? Why did that sound so weird when he said corruption mechanic? Where are we at? 1424. Listen to the audio.
So the biggest thing, like I was just mentioning, is his kind of
Corruption mechanic.
we really
I wonder what he actually said there. Did they nerf him already? Or change him already? Or maybe they just didn't know what they wanted to call it. I bet you they changed the name. All right, so what's going on here? Let's break this down. Okay, so we've got a cosmic character with no buffs. A 28 hit combo. Interesting. Okay, so we're not gaining any sort of buffs after a bar of power. What is ticking over here, though? It almost looks like little mini Casper the Ghosts. I guess it's little symbiote heads. Yeah, it was a voiceover. It's funny, it just like popped out. It was so glaringly obvious. I didn't notice that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just curious if they had a different name for it and changed it or didn't know what they were going to name it. All right, let me hit play on this. Hang on a second.
Focus
I'm kind of curious what's going to happen after this timer runs out on Winter Soldier.
on making sure the Knull
All right, let me just play it through.
has
Hold
to
on.
try to overcome the opponent and kind of infect them, and that's where all of his core gameplay is.
Holy!
His damage.
It's interesting because so many cosmic characters have got tons and tons of buffs by this point. It's really interesting that he doesn't have a bunch of buffs. So the timer ran out and it immediately started over. He had 31 little symbiote debuffs, right? Did he convert some of those over into the armor break? Is that what happened there?
We really focused on making sure.
Okay, so he's got
the
31.
Knull has to try to overcome the opponent.
He dashed in at the same time the timer ran out. So the timer converted those 31 little symbiote heads into 31 armor breaks. Inverted controls? Oh, goodness gracious. Maybe change the name of the debuff. That would be my guess. He's got reverse controls too. I know, I was just looking at that. So what caused the reverse controls? It wasn't because he hasn't thrown a special yet. The timer ran out, started over, turned into armor breaks, and then he got inverted controls.
And kind of infect them, and that's where all this.
So then he threw his S1, and 6 of those armor breaks turned into these little living abyss. That must be what that is right there. And then he's got 2 degen.
Core gameplay is
Every time he hits him, these degens are stacking.
above his damage.
And then when
Wow.
can players expect to get their hands on Knull?
So his
Tell us.
preview bundles are
Okay, the honest answer here is it depends upon how much you're planning on spending. So if you're like less than $5,000, it's gonna be a couple years. Did I just see inverted controls? Yes. Oh. Rank 3, 38 hits, and Winter Soldier is down to 73%. Yeah. I mean, rank 3 characters are kind of OP for Winter Soldier.
going to be out on October 19th, and then right before Halloween, we
Yeah.
got Knull coming out on October 28th.
There you have it. Knull's on his way. He's going to make your symbiote stronger, and your symbiote's going to make him stronger. Cooper?
He's going to make your symbiote stronger. Oops, sorry. I mean to hit my microphone there. Wonder what kind of synergies he's going to have with Venom.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks,
for having
Coop.
me.
Well done, Coop. Keep that
Thanks for
hairstyle
sitting down
forever.
with me, Coop. I hope
That's
you
what
all
I just
enjoyed
said.
that behind-the-scenes look at next month's champions.
I did.
But we're not done yet.
But wait, there's no anti-venom? We're not going to look at anti-venom? What? Huh? What? That sucks. Hopefully his specials aren't hard to dex with inverted controls. It looked kind of crazy, but I don't think any of that was ranged, right? Why is this man not in a boy band? Yeah, Cooper.
This November, we'll be celebrating the release of Marvel Studios' The Eternals with the addition of 2 members of the Eon's Old team. And rounding
Yeah.
out the year, we're introducing another member of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. Which villain do you think is making
Okay, let me just let it play out.
their way to the contest this December? Let us know
Ooh.
in the comments below.
Yes! Give me Lizard Man. It's got to be the
Which
lizard
villain do
dude,
you think is
right?
making their way to the contest this December? Let us know in the comments below.
I really don't want another goblin-looking dude. This man right here. Oh, that would be so much fun. You could use the same character model that you're using for Knull, because Knull's like really tall. I think they're using Groot, or like a variation of Groot. Right there. Wonder if Professor X will be immune to inverted controls? Maybe.
This chapter, summoners will find themselves coming.
I hope one of his synergies buffs Agent Venom.
Who has spent his time
That's a good
preparing
shout
for
out right there.
rematch. Summoners will fight their way through 6 quests before coming to take on Kang the Conqueror once more.
What are we talking about right now?
This
Chapter
isn't the
7?
Kang that you remember. This version has succumbed to a new kind of madness. Kang has been put through the ringer
Can the man get something else to wear other than thigh-high boots and a onesie?
too many times and has emerged as a power-mad force to be reckoned with. He not only embraces and celebrates his madness, but is excited about the idea of what kinds of undiscovered chaos lie ahead. Watch out for new special attack animations.
Are you going to show us the new specials?
Entering this fight, summoners. Speaking of Book 2, it's almost
I guess
time
I'm
to
okay
bring
with
the
that.
first act to a close. We'll be rolling out invites for the Chapter 4 beta in the coming months. So keep an eye out for your chance to help
I don't even
shape
want
the
an
final
invite.
product.
Don't send me one.
But that's not all heading your way. This November, it's time to take another trip down memory lane.
Yeah?
Back issues number 8. Deadpalooza. Joining us for a glimpse at what you can expect.
Deadpalooza.
from taking on this challenge is lead quest designer Dominic.
Were those the symbiotes
We're
that
here
had
with
all
lead
the
quest
weird like
designer
shorts
Dominic,
and stuff
today
on?
we're going to be talking about back issues number 8, Deadpalooza. Dominic, how you doing today?
Dominic? Are you wearing the world's tightest jorts? Maybe he didn't know he was going to be on camera this day. I hope he can make Carnage better, but I also want Carnage to get a little buff. He actually has already had at least one, if not 2 little buffs, right? Everyone dresses like Kang in the 24th century. Is that what it is? Lizard could have similar animations to Dragon Man and Carnage, easy peasy. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. Oh, maybe? Is that the synergy with Kitty Pryde? Fire and Dragon is her synergies? Would they consider him a dragon? What's up, Azar? That Knull had some sort of regen too. Did he? We can go back. All right, so we're at 640. Hang on. We'll go back. I'm really interested in this stuff. Yeah, right around here.
Thing, like I was just mentioning, is his kind of
corruption mechanic.
really focused on making sure the Knull has to try to overcome the opponent and kind of infect them, and that's where all this core game.
Oh yeah, he did. You're absolutely right. I was only looking at the right side of the screen, but when he hit that S1, he is he's regenning. He's regenning. I wonder what that's tied to. If it's just strictly a percentage of damage, or if he is like siphoning off through this degeneration.
Plays so he'll love his damage.
There was another tick right there. How many ticks was that?
Overcome the opponent and
So-
kind of infect them.
Holy okay, never mind. That's just two damage numbers in a row. I was like, did my homie Knull just do 12 million damage? They must have really buffed Winter Soldier because he took that like a champ. Okay, here we go.
And that's where
All right, so he hit his S1. He immediately triggered 1,000 regen,
this core gameplay
and then a second tick, 697.
is. So he'll love his
Third, 501.
And then when can players expect to
So it
get
was
their
3
hands
ticks.
on Knull?
Interesting.
So his preview bundles.
All right,
are
let's
gonna
go back
be
over
out
here.
on October 9th.
When Deadpalooza first ran.
Good call on that.
Maybe give us a little bit of a summary or like a synopsis. Like, what's the story of Deadpalooza?
Absolutely. So, Deadpalooza was our first really like Deadpool-focused event. It was the very, first time we kind of had him center stage. He'd been in the game for a while, but it was the first time we got to tell a story with him. And, the whole idea behind it was, what if Deadpool ran the contest for a day? So the collector, in his infinite wisdom, gives Deadpool the reins of the contest for a day. Could not tell you why. I don't really remember. I got to review that script.
Man, that was the old Hulk. Do you remember his old profile picture? Was this face here before they changed it? He was kind of ugly before they updated it. He might be resistant to poison. The willpower healing is much higher than the damage. Yeah, that's a good shout out.
But Deadpool takes over.
But it didn't start ticking until he hit his S1. Because you've got a couple seconds of gameplay when he is... he's taking the S1 from Winter Soldier that he's not getting those ticks. 12 million damage is awesome.
over, and the whole
Yeah, what were
thought
the
was,
odds
you
of
know,
that?
What would he do if he was running it? So
Then I
the
paused
maps
it
are crazy and all
right
over
when
the
those
place.
numbers
He's
lined up.
spelling his name and
Oh yeah, it is those symbiotes with the crazy
asteroids.
like party hats
He's
on.
Put masks and Deadpool boxer shorts on the
I was around during this.
adaptoids and called them Deadpooloids. They're running around everywhere. They have crazy powers. The tech one shoots bees out of his hand, I'm pretty sure. It was a very weird
Ant-Man?
and wild event.
Like an Ant-Man S2?
Yeah, one of the first times we kind of let things be a little strange in the game and a little unfamiliar.
So I know this quest holds like a special place in your heart. Why is that?
For me, it was, up until that point, I'd been writing a lot of those monthly event quests. Gabe and I, at the time, were the only two writing on the game after Acts 1 and 3 had finished. And it was
Sorry,
the
I'm
first
trying to
time
be
we got do
excited
something
about
that,
this, but I'm not.
It wasn't a movie tie-in. It wasn't a very, serious, straight-faced character.
Look,
It
all of those
was
characters need a
just,
buff.
Deadpool being silly, and it was great to get in there and write
As does that one.
talk about stuff in the game directly. So at the time, Tier 4 catalysts were really hard to get your hands on. So we had.
I do remember those days.
References to that, and then it was also the event where we debuted Venompool, and he's a
I do
favorite
remember
character
that.
of mine. Even before he was revamped,
I remember thinking,
I
how
was one of those
cool
people
is
who was like, I'm
Venompool?
gonna use this guy on my team as much as possible. He's got a big bleed. He can steal buffs. He's cool looking. So and it's a character
Got a
we've all
big bleed,
really
I
loved
mean-
and, enjoyed in the contest, and having him around is just fun. So it was just a really fun event to work on and write because for the first time, we got to be really silly and really self-referential, and you don't always get to do that, and our players may have noticed. We usually have at least one Deadpool event a year, and that's because we like doing that stuff.
Who let Dominic on the set in the world's tightest jorts? Kabam Mike, I put this solely on your shoulders.
It's fun to write that stuff, so we try and work them in where we can. And yeah,
Maybe
it's
he just
it
got
was a
back
really
from a
great
bike
moment
race.
early on in my time at Kabam. So I think about it very fondly. So I'm excited to go back to it and kind of.
Also, did he scalp Dave? Why does his hair look exactly like Dave? Like he just lifted it straight off the man's head. That event was fun, fond memories. Yeah, actually, it was pretty good.
Go over it with a new coat of paint.
We didn't know any
That's
different
great.
back then.
Are we gonna see some of that silliness come back through? What can players expect? What is the back issues twist?
There will absolutely be some of that silliness. Obviously, the entire pool family will be enhanced in the quest. I'm still figuring out the specifics, but if you're still holding on to that 4-star Deadpool, keep holding on to him. The Deadpool
Yeah, I'm not.
will be returning as well, of
Really
course.
not.
So I kind of almost want to make them an objective in the quest. You defeat them.
Do I
you
really
collect some
want to
power,
run a
and
whole
you bring
variant
with you
with
for the rest of the
Deadpool Weapon
quest.
X, though?
Maybe taking the right path through the quest to get the right power set is the right way to take on the boss at the end. I think mercenaries will probably be something we'll want to get in there.
Yeah?
They're a sort of Deadpool adjacent character archetype. So we might find a way for them to stand out as well. So we're still toying around with some ideas, but we've
It's
got
like
a
Dave
high-level
if you
plan
stripped all
figured
the
out.
cool
We
out of
obviously
it.
know what characters we want to highlight.
I'm telling you,
So
it's
now just a
Dave's
matter of
hair.
getting back
Dave
to
moved to
practice and
Canada
testing and seeing
just
how
so
it
they
feels.
could cut the man's
Making
hair
magic
off and
happen.
steal
But,
it.
It will definitely be strange. That's the goal.
Strange is good.
Strange. is
All
good.
love, Dominic.
Back issues 8 drops
All
this
love.
November. Lead quest designer Dominic, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Mike, and thanks for watching, Summoners.
All right, are we doing the juicy stuff
Thanks for
yet?
joining us, Dominic. Are you ready for another?
Those aren't
contest
jorts, those
video?
are men's
It
Daisy
lands
Dukes.
this
That's
November,
funny.
So you've got a little while to prepare. Now, before
What'd
we
they say,
go,
November?
we have one more first
A
look
month?
for you all. Earlier this year, we gave you all an update on the Marvel Contest of Champions future roadmap.
Yeah?
One of the items on that roadmap sparked a lot.
Oh, man. Oh, please don't disappoint. This needs to be several things, right? It needs to be something that is something that doesn't take a lot of time, if that makes sense. Like we were just talking about that with Brian on Monday night. How incursions are a fun thing to do with your friend, but they take so much time. Yeah, this needs to be something that you can jump in and out of, and something that's really, really fun to watch.
A lot of conversation.
That's the key,
And
is
today,
it's fun to
we're gonna
watch.
Give you an early peek at the currently in development 1v1 competitive mode.
Yeah?
Joining me to tell us a little bit more about this new mode are producer Tyler and designer.
You can always tell I'm focused when I'm biting my nails. I'm sorry. It's disgusting.
Here to give you all a first look at our new 1v1 competitive mode, we've got producer Tyler and designer Harold. Thank you guys for coming in today.
Tyler producer, Harold designer. That's such an awkward way to introduce them. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm being super piggy.
Talk about this stuff.
So first and foremost, what is this new mode?
So if you're familiar with last year's Summoner Showdown, that was kind of the first place where we actually tried this out in players' hands for the first time. It's going to be a 1 versus 1 solo competitive mode where Summoner
Solo competitive mode. So like leaderboards? Are they going to say leaderboards? Do they say leaderboards?
will be drafting decks of champions to be used in combat versus each other.
So when creating and designing this mode, what was our goal?
Yeah, so we have a few different goals. If you're familiar with the Summoner Showdown that we had, it was quite a long.
Yeah, are you familiar with the Summoner Showdown I had in 2000 and was it 2017? Beginning of 2018? Still no love. Still no love.
Match session, so we're trying to make sure everything goes very smoothly and very streamlined. Another goal that we had is to utilize.
Hold on, I need to listen to that
champions
whole
we
thing
have.
through.
We have a few
Let me go back
different
here.
goals. If you're familiar with the Summoner Showdown that we had, it was quite a long, match session, so we're trying to make sure everything goes very smoothly and very streamlined.
That's what I just said.
Another goal that we had is to utilize the wide roster of champions that we have in the game. So one thing that we don't want is for players to always, just choose the strongest champions within the same game mode and play the same champions over and over again. So that's something that we're going to play around with. But ultimately,
Oh,
it's
man,
for
they better have a good
players
idea
to
for
kind of
that.
Outdraft, outwit, and out-strategize their opponents.
Outdraft, outwit, and out-strategize. But can I outplay them? Like, what if I don't have the biggest, the biggest pool of knowledge to pull from for these characters? Can I still outplay them?
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Is there a
And
huge
I know
level
we
of
don't
skill
have
involved?
all the details yet, but what can we share? Like, how will this work?
Right, so as I mentioned before, players will be drafting decks of champions to be used within the mode. Once you find an equally skilled
Meet your match. Season stats. Okay, season stats. Divisions, not set. Your rank within the division. Your draft battle rating. Holy cow. So there's a division that you're in. You have a rank, I guess, within the division. And a draft battle rating. Oh, Lord, I hope they don't overcomplicate this. Wins, win streak, match potential, win-loss. So your win-loss record. Okay. Continue.
summoner to match against.
View buffs. So ban 3 opponents' champions. So I'm looking at the other person's roster. This has got to be on a timer, right?
Start banning.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Right at the top. It's kind of cut off there, but you can see it's counting down. So it started at 10. You got 10 seconds to ban 3
from
champions.
each other's decks, which neither summoner will be able to use. Once you ban some champions, you'll start picking some champions. Same
Man, that's not very long. 10 seconds? They're going to keep it moving. Okay.
thing in real time.
So it's
I'll
counting
pick
down
some
again.
champions. You'll pick some champions we're facing off against each other, and ultimately
We'll have to go
these are the
back. There's
champions
so
that we're
much going on
using
right now.
Either attack or defense.
One of the nuances that we want to encourage is as both players are choosing their champions, you can react to the champions that your opponent is selecting onto their team.
Too many words to read? That's
Once
just a
the
lot.
selection phase is done, we go into the battle phase. And
Yeah.
the battle phase consists of up to 3 rounds. It's a best of 3 series.
Okay, so they show you right before the round your rank and level. Okay. Info, buffs. What is the buffs tab? What's the buffs tab? Interesting.
So the first summoner to win 2 out of 3 will win the match.
2
And
out of
so
3,
for each
okay.
round, players will be selecting 1 attacker and 1 defender.
Uh-huh.
So each player will be fighting against the opponent's defenders using the attackers that they chose.
So you mentioned that.
So the
beating your
defender
opponent
gets
is the
picked
only way
first. Did I hear that right? I think the defender is going to get picked first, and then once you see the defender, you'll pick the attacker, or is it the other way around? I got into games and Marvel so I wouldn't end up playing fantasy football. Yeah, well, you're right. You're right back in it.
What does strategy look like in this mode?
Right. So summoners are used to, going into a fight, defeating their opponent, getting their HP to 0. We've been doing that for years. But in this space, we really want to give summoners a little bit more strategic freedom in actually how they win in these encounters. And that could look like staying alive as long as possible. It could be...
Hold on. Was it last Tuesday? Last Thursday? Did we not just have this conversation word for word? I wish I could pull up my stream where I talked about it. I mean, almost word for word, what he just said.
Be, trying to take as little damage as possible.
Yeah.
So we want to make it where the win conditions are less static than how summoners typically interact with fights today in the contest.
Yeah, and because we want to focus more on that strategic element, we'll probably do this.
Why do I get the
based
feeling
off
they're
of
not...
season cadence? We don't know how long.
Like all of this is going to be super
but
vague.
What that'll look like is every season we may have different win conditions, and so summoners can go in.
Every season we have different win conditions. So it's not like a match by match basis, things are moving around.
Change their decks, optimize them for that specific season scoring conditions, and take it from there.
Cool. So one of the goals.
Optimize my deck. So you're not just going to have your full roster available all the time?
You said was encouraging people to use, more of their roster.
Mm-hmm. I'm
A lot of
really
summons,
interested
I
to see what this is.
I just usually run through everything with Captain Marvel and Clairvoyant.
Ghost.
How are you going to encourage me to, break out Abomination or Massacre?
Shout out to A-Bomb.
I'm a Quake guy myself, so I know that some of you will like that, some of you won't. But we want to kind of walk away from the bread and butter champions that everyone's used to and they play time and time again, and actually give a little bit more experimental freedom, let's say, where we're actually incentivizing you to use more of your roster, not only through the strategy of, hey, I see what you're picking, I'm going to actively try and counter that, which might not always be the best champion in terms of the meta, but in terms of effectively actually defeating your opponent, that might be a route that you want to take.
Yeah, and
What? I feel like Mike asked him a question and then he just reworded the question and fed it back to him. He didn't answer the question. The question was, how are you going to get these people to use characters that are not part of the meta? Let me go back.
Through the strategy of, hey, I'm again, and actually give a little bit more experimental freedom, let's say, where we're actually incentivizing you to use more of your roster, not only through the strategy of, hey, I see what you're picking, I'm going to actively try and counter that, which might not always be the best champion in terms of the meta, but in terms of effectively actually defeating your opponent, that might be a route that you want to take.
Yeah, and
What? I have no idea what he just said. Not in terms of having the best character based on the meta. Then what's it going to be based on? Tell you're being vague without being vague. Yeah, that's like... Either there's two scenarios here, right? And I think it might be the second. Either one, we're really close to launching this thing, and there's going to be another like big announcement video where they walk through it, or some event where they're going to show it off, and so they're trying to save some of it for that. Or two, they've got a lot of work still to do on this, and so they're really not wanting to say something that they'll have to backtrack shortly. What's up, Glory, by the way? Good to have you in here, man. Quake, boo. I think it will only be the person being able to ban your champ, so they could ban Quake, Ghost, and CGR.
We have some ideas on how we might want to encourage that meta shift. We're still working on that design, so we'll have more to share with you soon.
All right, that's a lot of information, but is there anything else?
No, it's the opposite of a lot of information.
Yeah, I mean, just as a final note, this is going to be the first time that two summoners can actually go head-to-head and see who's the best in the contest.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're really excited about is outside of the ranked matchmaker that we'll have, we'll also have friendly matches. So you can actually match up against a friend, an alliance member, and see who's the best.
All right, this mode sounds really exciting.
Okay, Kabam, come here. Bring your sweet cheeks over here. when you launch this thing, okay, you got to have me and Brian launch this thing. Can you imagine how fun that would be? You got to get me and Brian on set, lights just beaming off our shiny foreheads, 2 hot mics. That's a steamy night. That's a steamy night. You gotta let Brian know this. He's got the connections. Oh, that would be so much fun.
And thank you guys for coming in and giving us like a first look at what a new 1v1 competitive mode in the game really looks like.
Yeah, we're super happy to finally be able to show this off. We've been working on
I
it
don't
for
know.
quite
It's
some
kind of
time.
like opening a
Thanks
Christmas
for having
present
us,
and finding out
we
it's
look
a
forward to sharing more details with
it's a
everyone in the
sweater.
future.
All right, let's
Thanks
go
for the
back.
preview.
Let me go back and look at some of the footage that they showed. Where's it at here?
Players will be drafting decks of champions to be used within the mode. Once you find an
Okay, so we saw this meet your match. So this must be some sort of like QE screen, right? Can I get winner? Absolutely. Come on down. All right, so this is the queue screen. I'm assuming you see all your stats on the left. You're waiting to find a match on the right, and boom, it pops up. You can see everything.
equally skilled summoner to match against.
And then you have 10 seconds. I'm sure there's probably several things between the screen we just saw and this screen now, because it went from that immediately to like a 10-second countdown. So I wonder, this list of characters that they're
In real
showing
time,
here.
You'll start banning champions from each other's deck.
So they keep talking about a deck, right? So how many characters are here? How many characters are here? I guess you don't really
Used
know
within
because
mode.
we don't
Once
know
you
where we
find-
started.
And an equally skilled summoner to match against in real time.
Okay, so there was a row above that. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You'll start banning champions from each other's.
So 28, 29, 30. So my guess is your deck is 30 characters. That's why he was talking about changing your deck for each specific season. So your entire roster is not going to be available for banning. It's going to be the specific characters that you shuffle into this deck, which right now looks like it might be 30 characters. Mike sucks. I'm going to say it. Scream it. You don't have to read this. Glory. You gotta lead with that, man. Hey, Greg, what's up? Hey, Pixie in the chat. Good to see you. Hello and goodbye, dudes. Catch on the other Bald Man stream. Peace. He's probably hopping on here soon, isn't he? My thing with this is this new mode going to be worth doing? Because Arena is still king of MCOC to tackle content. Hopefully, they will reward the players for their time spent there. I strongly agree with you. It needs to feel like if you're going to take all the time to do this, that there is some sort of reward, which honestly, there's a lot of reward in the fact that if they're going to rank this, showing off stats, what I would love to see is them tie some sort of vanity rewards to this, like not just your standard, ow, I just pulled the end of my finger off. Not just your standard shards, rank up materials, which I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. Like that should still be involved. But if you're going to spend all this time and you get yourself ranked, like profile pictures or bring, new skins, some sort of banners, something for your overall profile to like signify that like, hey, you did this, and maybe some of those have small stat boosts for your characters. That's what I would really, really like to see. Glory, thank you. See, that's the way. Was that so hard?
Decks, which neither summoner will be able to use. Once you ban some champions, you'll start picking some champions. Same thing.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's got to be another one below that, though, right? Or am I missing something there? Draft team members. So you are picking. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So do 3 random characters that you've shuffled into this deck now pop up for you to choose? I kind of like that. I like this. I like this will reward you for being good instead of just rewarding you for massive time sink into EZBS like the arena. Yeah, I think it needs to be a combination of those two things. So 3 characters pop up.
In real
We
time.
pick one.
So I'll pick some champions.
Opponent picks 2 champions. Okay. So whoever goes first has a selection of 1 of 3. Second person, then 5 pop up.
You'll pick some
Okay.
champions.
Then it must go back to 3, back to 3, back to 3, back to 3, back to 3. Interesting.
We're facing off against each other, and ultimately.
So when
these are the
everything is
champions
said
that-
and done,
so I'll
of
pick
your
some
30
champions, you'll pick some
characters that
champions.
you've put in your deck, you're essentially, you're using 6 of them, or 5 of them. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Banning 3 of them. I don't know if I came on late to the chat, but you heard about Atromix, right? That dude needs all the love. Actually, yes, I did. Thank you for mentioning that. I probably don't need to spend a lot of time on it because I'm sure all of you are very familiar. But the analyzer, Atromix, yeah, he. I don't know any of the details. I just saw on Twitter, as I'm sure many of you have seen, that he was in a pretty significant accident. And they've got a GoFundMe going to try and help him, which I think the last time I checked it, it was up to like $10,000, which is awesome. Man, the MCOC community is awesome. But yeah, if you'd like to lend a hand, you can find, it's been posted all over Twitter. I should have grabbed that. If somebody wants to grab that link, in fact, Gloria, if you want to grab that link and just throw it in the chat, if you guys want to help him out, we'll post that in here. Gray Mask Man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you out. I didn't mean to miss you in the chat there. When did you come back? Been back for about a week. Hobbit Crom, I'm sorry, I've been just chatting away. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Good to see you tonight. Okay.
We're facing off against each other, and ultimately, these are the champions that we'll be using on either attack or defense.
So I'm trying to see, pick your attacker. Okay, so then once you've picked these, it doesn't necessarily have to be in this order, because he was the first one up, but he chose this one. Okay.
One of the nuances that we want to encourage is as both players are choosing their champions, you can react.
I don't know. There's not enough information. Like, I'm trying to like pick apart and just grab things here and there to, I don't know, to just give me some more information, but there's just not a lot there. I wish they would have talked about the rank system more, the rewards, gone into more of the friendly gameplay. Like, this needs to be something that we can stream that is not only fun to play, but is equally fun to watch. I think that's really, really important. It does say 7 of 7 drafted. I could have easily missed that.
Back to the champions that your opponent is selecting onto their team. Once the selection phase is done,
It'd be
go
cool,
into
but yeah, we'll
battle
see. I just don't want
phase, and
another
battle
game
phase
mode
consists
that's going to be
of up
dead
three
in the
rounds.
water
First
like
phase,
Incursions.
first summoner to win.
Incursions
select
is
3
good.
in
It's
the
just,
match. And
it
so
seems like
for
it's
each
just too
round,
long.
Players will be selecting
Yo,
an
hey, you
attacker
bald,
and
man.
defender. So each player will be fighting against the opponent's defenders using the attacker.
No, there's hair up there.
So you mentioned that beating your opponent isn't the only way to win here. What does strategy look like in this mode?
I hope it's not 30 champs total in my deck. I'm Thronebreaker, but still only have 28 5-star rank 5s or higher, so I would always pick the same champs every time for my deck. I have a feeling that these decks that you create are not going to lock these characters. There's too many characters there. They're not going to lock you out from using those in AW and AQ. I think they're just trying to limit the scrolling. You know, if you had your full roster of 5 stars that popped up every time, I don't know, it just seems like a lot. So I think they're trying to tailor that down to 30. Could be more, could be less. Again, this is all just very, very early on. What am I doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? What are you doing? Glory, man, thank you for posting that in the chat. Again, if you guys want to help out, Tromix, the Analyzer, man, talk about an OG. Seems like everybody from 2017 is just randomly appearing in the last month. And unfortunately, not the way you'd like to see it. But yeah, if you can lend a hand, he's got a GoFundMe going on. It'd be very kind of you. Joel, did you do incursions when you had to get to? Did you do incursions when you had to get to room 25 to get a bunch of 6-star 6 stones and stuff? No. The very first incursions I ran was with Brian this past Monday. Yeah, a couple days ago. It was literally the first one.
Biggest place though was probably the King in Black comic run, because that's like the most recent Knull.
The king of symbiotes.
Mostly just wanted to see him one more time.
So the biggest thing, like I was just mentioning, is his kind of
Corruption mechanic.
we
Corruption
really focused on
mechanic.
making sure the
Yeah, somebody had shouted it out. The willpower, I wonder if he is some sort of... if he negates a percentage of poison damage to himself. So, I mean, you can see all of this willpower healing that he's getting.
Knull has to try to overcome the opponent and
So when the corruption came on is when the inverted control started, because he hasn't thrown a special yet. So the only thing that changed is that timer ran out.
kind of infect them, and that's where all of his core gameplay is. That's where he deals all his damage.
And then when can players expect to get their hands?
I don't know, guys. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I was expecting from that. I think I called it before I turned it on, though, that I thought it was probably going to be... I don't know if underwhelming is really the right word, but there just wasn't a lot of information there. What do you guys feel about all this? Enough of me rambling. 3 fights per match is not going to take too long. No, I agree. And it's one of those things where it seems... I don't want to say it seems hard. It's just, it's new. So the more you play it, the more you get used to it. Yeah, it'll become like second nature. You'll be able to run in and out. But at the same time, you just want it to be fun. Like, that's really what it comes down to. You want it to be fun. Fun to watch, fun to play, the rewards worth getting. You know, we talk about it all the time. We talked about it all the time freaking 4 years ago. Like, it's awesome that they keep coming out with characters, but we just need places to play them. That blonde kid's got to be like 15. That's what I was saying. I'm sure he's probably like 30, but yeah, he looks like he's about 15. Sunspotted, I appreciate that. I actually have crossed the 9,000 sub threshold, I think, 3 different times now. We hit 11,000, then we came down to like 8, then we went above it again in February, then we came back down. So, yeah, we've been all over the place, man. Would you call it underwearing? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Well, I guess we'll hop in. We'll hop in and do some arena. I'll see if my characters are on cooldown. Developer finishes long, in-depth description of a new game. Kabam Mike. Cool. So next question. I don't know. He didn't really answer the questions. It was mostly Kabam Mike asking him, so how are you going to incentivize people to use unusual characters or different characters? And he basically said, you know, we're going to figure out a way to incentivize people to use characters that are not part of the meta. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't know. Would have loved a little bit more information on that. All right, let me turn the audio up here. Whoa. Turn it down. Turn it down. There we go. Okay, dokie. I was actually running the arena a little bit this evening, so I'm not sure how many characters I even have on cooldown. I'm super excited for the solo game mode with bans and drafts from decks. It should help to keep it fresh. I'm down for any new mode. We'll see. It's interesting, but again, it's Kabam, so I'm not very hyped. I have low expectations. I think like anything, it'll just it'll probably go through several different iterations before they get it nailed down. It's one of those things, the only thing that really scares me about all this is I get sort of the M-Rock vibes, meaning, remember they announced M-Rock and like there was a lot of hype around that, just sort of a lot of excitement, and then, why are my characters like this? I want to reset. There we go. And then they took forever to start giving more information and gameplay, and people just lost interest. You know, like the eyes are on the game right now. You should have this video come out, and then you should say, "Hey, we've got an open beta or whatever. We got something coming. Give me a date." You got to keep people engaged on this kind of stuff, man. Middle finger, good to see you. Gave you a shout out. I know you were in here early on in the chat. Good to see you back. Channel is looking legit. Hey, we're getting there. There's still a lot of work to do. One day at a time. Joel, I've never left, and I'm subbed on 2 different accounts. Bert, that's what I like to hear. You get on both of those accounts and hit the like button, buddy. Bedtime for me. Later, Joel. Good night, Axe. We'll see you. We'll see you in the next stream. Joel, were you ever into cards? Seen any of the Marvel cards, especially old ones from the art? It's pretty awesome. No, I was never into Marvel comics or cards or really anything like that. Not that I didn't think it was cool. It just wasn't something I got into. Was really into collecting basketball cards for a while through high school. Did a lot of that. Probably dropped way more money than I should. I need to get Ludham, old Taters. I'm going to send him all of my cards, have him look through them. There's got to be something worth at least $5 in there. Joel, can I friend you in-game? I mean, absolutely. You send me that friend request, and you'll be on my friends list till I kick you off. That's what I can promise you. Can I have that 6-star I-bomb, please? Yeah, how lucky did I get with that? I think as soon as he got put into the 6-star basic crystal, yeah, pulled him immediately right after that. Very lucky. Are we getting more Fraggle Rock skits? I would love to do more Fraggle Rock skits. I'm having a really hard time finding time to do videos. Like I can't. Like I either am gonna live stream and be on with you guys, or the 2 hours in the evening that I dedicate to this is just solely gonna be to video editing. I can't do both. I'd like to find a good balance somewhere in there, to where I am live streaming 3-4 times a week, but I'm also able to get out a couple videos. I'm not quite there yet. Just give me some time. Videos will probably be more catered, I would say, to like special events when they come out. No promises. I'm here, and that should make you happy enough, right? Right? That Fraggle Rock skit, I don't know what I was on. I don't know what I was on when that came out. By the way, do I sound different? Do I sound better? Do I sound okay? I feel like this little mic sleeve, the microphone is way closer to my face than it was before, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I was hyped when I saw Taters was into cards. Definitely hit me up. Oh, is Gloria into it too? Let's see. XL8. XL Rate? Sorry, I'm screwed your name up there. Good evening to you. Happy to have you in the chat. Joel, why haven't you accepted my friend requests? I accepted a bunch of friend requests the other day. I think I had about, I don't know, 15 or 20 different requests. I kicked some people off my friends list. I think I might have kicked Brian. I'm not entirely sure. And then accepted a few people on and canceled the rest. Yeah, so that's my story. I thought that this video was poorly done by Kabam. Seems desperate. It shows an unfinished product that they look like they have no clue on what to do with it yet. I think Kabam's intentions are always good, but I would agree sometimes their execution of it is not what they intend it to be. Like, I think that they probably looked at that and thought, yes, we are communicating. How excited is everybody going to be? And I think on a surface level, my initial reaction, especially when I saw new game mode, was that, like, awesome, really excited. But then you get into the content and there's really nothing there yet, or that grabs you, or it's hard for me to speak too much because, one, I've been out of the game for 4 years. Two, I don't have any insider information on this, and I haven't actually played it yet. So your initial assessment, I think I would agree with, but I don't want to pass judgment, honestly, on it until I've had a chance to play it. I just hope, and I've said it, I think 3 times, I just hope it's as fun to be a viewer and watch as it is to play. I think that's really, really important. Hey, Quick Shot, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat this evening. Let's see here. Bert, any Joel is better than no Joel. And way higher quality than that other bald guy. I would 100% agree. There's something kind of charming about Brian's, I almost said vanilla streams. I don't really mean that. Like, he's got his own style. People love it. It's fun to watch, you know? What can I say? The guy's super successful. And I love him to death. Sorry, I'm screaming again. Oh, I'm... Okay, thank you. Man. I should go on Streamlabs right now and turn that thing down. I meant to turn it down to about 10% because it's at 20 right now. Oh. XL or 8? Oh my god, that's so... Yeah, I should have had that. That's so obvious. I'm sorry. Hopefully you didn't take offense to that. Also, biggest J? I think somebody had suggested that I make it the biggest J the other day, but that's just... You know, I don't want to steal everything from Brian, right? What I will say is that is the next part of the stream that I'm going to work on is this scene here. So, yeah, I'd like to get more overlays put together and like top donos and stuff on this screen. So consider yourself the biggest J this evening. Unofficially. I don't have anything to give to you yet. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate the support. Very kind of you. I'm sorry. I got to get caught up. You didn't get to hear it. Oh, the desktop audio shut off. Oh, I'm so sorry. No. Oh, I ruined it for you guys. You could probably hear it in my headphones. Vanilla is a popular flavor. That's true. My favorite flavor of ice cream is mint chocolate chip. Yeah, buddy. I can't tell the difference between you and BG. I don't know if I should be offended or if that just means Brian's really, really good looking. BG has been inspiring to watch. Stay as competitive as he has for free. Yeah, I gravitated to Brian's videos really early on because he was taking a very, I don't want to say analytical approach to it, but he did all of those, the spreadsheets, you know? He was the spreadsheets guy, and I thought that was really fun. It was just sort of fun to look at it from that perspective. I enjoyed it. Joel, can you please read last? Absolutely. Sent request. Name is Sunspotted. There you go. I read it. I'll get you on there. They do have good intentions, but let's see. It's interesting that they're finally getting rid of Quick Match after all these years. When's the last time you guys played a quick match? I'm in a line chat that does challenges every couple days. I feel this will be similar. The fact that I can play and beat my friends and alliance mates in it will make it fun for me, even if the rewards suck. That's the hope. I think it'll be really so here's where my mind goes initially, as far as content being able to watch, is one, obviously. If I, let's say I'm playing Brian or some other streamer or whatever, like, is that going to be really super fun to watch, bouncing stream to stream? doing sort of overlays, maybe recording videos from each stream and making content out of that, for one. And is that some sort of sustainable entertainment? Two, you know, if I'm, let's say on Friday nights, we got Friday night sub fight, you know, and if you're a subscriber or if you're a member or something, like we randomly draw people that want to play, you know, and so you get to be on the stream. I play against you, that kind of stuff. Because right now we don't really have anything that I can interact with you directly outside of incursions, and incursions take so long that it's not something that a lot of people can get involved with. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, if we could do a dedicated stream once a week or whenever, once a month, where you're like battling out with the viewers. Let's see. Viewer battles or streamer battles would be good for viewers. That's what I'm talking about. It's good for the game if it's as fun to watch as it is to play. There's just no downside. Hey Joel, I know you said you don't want to keep stealing from BG, but what if when a new member joins, a GIF pops up of BG saying, "P.S. I am now live"? Well, yeah, there couldn't be any more blatant stealing than that. Although, what am I saying? I've got his dumb face up on the super chat notification. I thought initially that I was going to make it the video where it looks like he's hitting me with the towel and sort of put that together, but it was just so good of him screaming that I just wanted to leave it like that. I don't really know what I'm doing in this arena. I don't necessarily think I'm going for anything. Really, my goal at this point, and actually, let me check. So, I would really like to get myself through Labyrinth finally. I've only done that one path 3.5 years ago with Magic. But I was thinking, now that I'm Thronebreaker, you know, I've got these Karina challenges that are open to me, and I think one or two for sure, of these challenges actually have you going through Labyrinth. So my question is, because I really haven't done any research or looked at the map. I guess I could pull the map up and look now, but yeah, like Dance Off, Volume 1 Dance Off. So Labyrinth of Legends with only a 4-star Star-Lord. Complete Labyrinth of Legends with a 4-star champion tagged Canadian. Oh, there is another one. Complete the Labyrinth of Legends with only 4-star champions tagged Inhuman. So if I've got to run Labyrinth of Legends anyway, you know, there's 3 paths right there that potentially I could do. The question is, can I get through? You know, I've done the easy path. Are there other paths that logistically I could get through with either Star-Lord, a champion tagged Canadian, or champions tagged Inhuman? I'll have to do some research on that. But if that's the case, I think what I'd like to do is try to push towards that as quickly as possible and do like one big stream for that. But I want to do this totally free. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on units, so I'm going to try as best I can to get in the arena and build up the old unit stash there, which I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I think I had like, I don't know, 200 or 300 at the beginning of the week. Slowly but surely. I just like the idea of the Sting from Toto's Hold the Line. What about the video of him eating 3 bananas at once? Ooh, that would be a good alert. Why doesn't he use that stuff? The lab ones suck. Yeah, I need to pull up the map and see if logistically there's a way to make any of that happen, because I would love for there to be overlap so I don't have to do all the paths in Labyrinth and then go back in again 3 more times for that. Joel, if you have Aegon, he's all you need for Labyrinth. Yes, I'm aware. No, I could do it probably right now and get through it. That's not the point. The point is I don't want to run a bunch of extra paths. That's really what it comes down to. The Star-Lord one is actually pretty fun once he's ramped up. I would imagine so. Good old Star-Lord, man. I haven't played him in forever. Joel, when you're ready. Sunspotted, I will. I'll get on there, man. Not right this second. It's probably gonna be after the stream. Revive farming, yeah, I probably will, and potion farming, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that on stream. Definitely do Karina's challenge is super outdated. I mean, if you have Aegon, you can do it, no problem, but in terms of unit investment, definitely not. Yeah, I don't have the units for the Karina's challenge right now. Have they added the Canadian tag yet? I don't know. Chat? Somebody can probably answer that for you. Really? How did he parry that? Now I gotta... No, I gotta pay attention. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. I'm such an idiot. Alright, let's not push into an S2. Man, I was sweating that one out. No, not Star-Lord, Sabretooth. Was that an ST? I'm sorry, I thought that said SL. The Star-Lord is the worst one? Okay, yeah, he is the only character you can use. I guess you can't take advantage of synergies. With how much it costs, it's best to take the optimal path rather than a path to explore. Yeah, that's the question I got to figure out. If there's any path other than the easy path, it makes sense to send one of those Karina challenges through. I think that is such a good idea, the Karina challenges. You know, stuff like that, I don't know why they don't add more of that to the game. You know, you think about it, they don't really have to do any more level design, quest design, nothing. You just take what you've already got in place, put a little spin on it, and yeah, you got tons and tons of content. I don't know, though. I don't work there. Do you have Stupefy, really short stuns? I do, but I don't think I've got very many points in it. I think I took those points and put them in the offensive tree. It's been a very long time since I have looked at my masteries, so who knows what's going on in there. You could do lab path with 0 to 10 revives with Aegon. 1 extra path with Aegon will save much more than trying to explore with your 4-star champs. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. You know, if it costs very little to get Aegon through, then why suffer through a difficult path with 4-star characters? All right, you've already convinced me out of it. I guess that's why I have you guys here. The short path can be done for Karina's challenge, so it will save you 1 path. I'll have to go in and look to see which path I've even done. I'll have to pull up the map. I can't even remember, honestly. I'd rather pay for the resources than go through the Karina challenges. I mean, that's one way to look at it. The other way, from my view, is it's content. It's different content. You know, it's not the arena. It's kind of a narrative. That's the thing. Speaking of Brian, the one thing that Brian does really, really well, that whether he does it intentionally or not, he is really good at creating a narrative for the game. And what I mean by that is you think like his itemless streams that he used to do, right? Just from the standpoint of a time investment and a resource investment, like, it didn't make any sense. If your main goal is just to blow through the content, like, it makes no sense on any level. But those were so much fun and engaging, and he stretched those out, and he made hours and hours of content out of that. Yeah, it's about the narrative and being able to create the narrative. That's why I really hope that this new game mode is able to bring opportunities for that kind of stuff. Community chant to Kabam, hire Joel, Yeah, maybe back in the day. I've still got lots of ideas, but I need to do quite a bit of catching up. I wish I understood this giant mosquito. Like, why is he unblockable sometimes? I never can figure it out. I think it has to do with that yellow buff, maybe? Okay. What I'd really like to do is just throw that It's a struggle tonight. It's a real struggle tonight. Path with Aegon can take only an hour or two. I pulled Aegon like 3 years ago. So it's funny. I pulled Aegon out of a random 5-star. Pulled somebody else with my second, and then another, the third crystal after that, which again, these were not class crystals. They were just 3 random crystals. I duped him. And I remember that's when Brian was really, really struggling trying to pull Aegon. And yeah. In fact, the video that I made where people were trying to get him to pop crystals for Aegon, if you look in that video, when I do a cutaway to where I'm typing on the computer, I intentionally had my phone on just to the right of the screen, to the right of the laptop. And I had MCOC up, and I had Aegon, which I don't think anybody commented on that. Which they wouldn't mean anything to them now, but it was actually pretty funny back then. I agree. I find the most appealing YouTube content creators are those who find the gaps in what is being offered, what sets them apart from others. Nice point. Yeah, it's true. I've said it for a long time. You're either successful by being really, really good at the game, and people watch you because it's just something that they cannot do themselves, and it's a way for them to learn. You watch because somebody is entertaining, which that can take on many different forms. Again, the narrative part of that plays a big role. Storytelling, being funny, making you smile, or you're somebody who can like really educate, you know, like Dave. Dave's got a little bit of all those things, but yeah, Dave was real heavy into sort of the educational part of it, teaching people. And those that are really, really successful typically find a way to be a little bit of all 3 of those things. And that's kind of across the board. I'm not just talking MCOC. Joel, you going to join the CCP? I don't know if they would let me in. You know, I'm sure if you look over the entire channel's history, I guess I would qualify, but I don't know. I don't know what the qualifications are for that now. What time is it right now? I forgot I started like an hour late. Or an hour late, listen to me. About 15, 20 minutes late. Because in my mind, I was thinking we're coming up on 11 o'clock. But yeah, we are way past that. Is Brian on? Nobody has even said anything to me if he's on. All right, I got to pay attention here. I'm going to absolutely smoked. Okay. I never could figure out his S2. I kept running into that thing when he first came out. It just went on forever, man. I never could quite time it out right. All right, if somebody wants to confirm for me that Brian is on, I'll send you his way. Oh. I know we didn't stream for quite as long, but it was different. I actually quite enjoyed it. Even though it wasn't everything that I was hoping it was going to be. It was at least something different to do. CCP is kind of a joke at this point. Is it, though? I think the one thing that I would really love out of the CCP, which, man, I can only imagine what I would have done with it if I had it back in the day, is that they've got the beta server where they can test characters out. You know, because back when, you know, I was making content videos and champ guides, like, I didn't have access to them. So, one, I either had to grind for them or get really, really lucky and pull them out of a crystal, or trying to get the 3-star character and rank them up, and then use all my resources and revives and all that fun stuff to try to make content. But yeah, if you could just jump right into a beta server like that, or the CCP server, and be able to test all that stuff, they should have done that long, long ago. Brian is live. Should hop in voice chat. For me, it's getting kind of late. I'll probably actually cut it here. I need to get to bed. I got a few things to do before bed, and I've got work early in the morning. Early in the morning. Oh, man. Did you guys hear that? Oh. I already confirmed that BG was live earlier. I'm sorry. I missed it. I guess we were just having such a good time. So tomorrow night, let's think here. Tomorrow is Friday night. I probably will try to hop on. Maybe we'll try to do something a little bit different. You know, maybe we'll do an Incursions Volume 2. I would really like to get myself a couple more of those Incursion Shard things because I could get a 5-star with like another, I don't know, like 4,000 or 5,000 shards. So maybe if Brian's down to do something like that, maybe if somebody in the chat wants to carry me. Anyway, my point is tomorrow night I'll probably be on a little bit later because I'm going to hang out with the family. We may go out to eat. We usually do on Friday nights. Hang out with the kids. Kids go to bed later. So, yeah, we'll plan on being on at some point. But don't look for me at, normal 10:30 EST. Probably be closer to like, ooh, man, it might even be like 11:30 EST, 12 EST, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll jump on and just hop in the voice chat with Brian and chat him up, see what he thinks about all this. Maybe we can get some other content creators in here. Haven't talked to Captain Bay in a while. Haven't talked to Cam at all. Where has Cam been? Usually Cam was in here from the jump. Usually Cam was in here. Kind of miss him. You get some music on here. Really? I've got to get the paid version of SoundCloud so we don't have commercials that pop up. Joshua Ostovich. Good night to you, sir. Greg Lehman, good night. Raid BG. I mean, you guys are all heading over there anyway. I know you all are. We could raid Rob Von Schu. Hey, good shout out to that. Yeah, if you guys want to hop over there, if somebody wants to drop his stream in the chat, hop over and throw him a couple of likes. Help him get some more eyeballs on his channel. Man, my ear is so hot. Is that a normal thing? Maybe not. All right, guys, enjoy your evening. If somebody could post that link in the chat, we'd love you long time. We'll see you guys tomorrow.